Alright, rant part 2. Apple and Nintendo. This is me getting mad at Apple and Nintendo for their really dumb decisions and their real anti-fun. So, I'm gonna begin with Apple. Why can't I sideload? Why? It's my phone. Let me sideload. If it's my phone, can I please download what I want to my phone? I don't really give a crap. Like, a lot of the people who are doing that are people who actually care to do that. Like, if you ask a normal person on the street about Android, there's like a 30% chance they don't even know that they're sideloading. That might be a dumb answer. I don't know. I'm doing this unscripted once more. I'm recording this right after. I just wanted to say this, but because I have nothing to do this evening. But it bothers me. Like, you're okay. So the EU is forcing Apple to allow essentially side loading. Well, there's more into it. There's more to it, but that's essentially the gist of it. Side loading and jailbreaking and such. Well, they can block out jailbreaking, but like they can't punish you for doing it because it's your phone. You bought it. You should not have to follow their guidelines, or not necessarily their guidelines, but like you shouldn't have to, you know, not be allowed to tamper with your phone because it's your phone. Well, yeah, you should not be allowed to tamper if you're like accessing their servers from your phone because your phone is connected to them and then deleting everything on there. I don't know. But it's just, you should be allowed to do what you want with your phone. And Apple is very anti that. And same for anti-right to repair, which is another thing. Which basically, the iPhone 14, for a little while, did not allow you to repair phones whatsoever. You had to bring it to a Genius bar at an Apple store, and it was dumb. It was really dumb. Why can't I just repair my phone? Android phones allow you, while some may not. I don't have any names off the top of my head because Android is such an open operating system. You can kind of run it on anything. That's why there's a billion $5 phones on Wish that just run Android and are very bad phones, but like they're there for the people who buy them, and clearly people buy them. I don't know who buys them, but people do. Excuse me. I mean, people who mock Wish buy them, but that's, I mean, fair enough. I need content, but I don't think the right to repair is a right. It's something that, like, it's not even stated, it's just a thing that should be allowed. Like, it's not necessarily like an official right, but you're allowed to do it. It's just a thing that you can do. Criticize me all you want. I'm kind of an idiot, so I don't know if I'm saying is right or wrong. But because I'm not that old, and I'm just kind of ranting while playing Pizza Tower. But I'm gonna move on to Nintendo now because I don't really have much else to say to Apple except why can't I do stuff with my phone? Why do I have to give you more? Why do I have to give you money to repair my phone when I could repair it for half the price? Also, no, I'm not. Their own little service for repairing your phone does not count, and repairing your phone at home does not count, and the only stuff they do not allow you to repair is the stuff that would earn them more money. So, like, you have to take it to a Genius bar to replace like a broken CPU, which at that point, I don't even know what you're gonna do, but you know. You can only do stuff like display, battery, speakers, and the Taptic engine. There's one more. I don't exactly remember what it was, though. But, those are the only couple things that you can repair with that service. But I said I would move on to Nintendo, so I'm gonna move on to Nintendo. Why are you so anti-modding? I get it. You don't want people messing around with your consoles, but, like, people like Gary Bowser, for example, literally put him into debt for the rest of his life, or might. I haven't fully caught up with the situation, but it's dumb. Also, like, there's just a really bad company. Well, this is a lot of Japan companies, which have different laws and, well, which prevent stuff like this. But they're a lot meaner, too, but about it. Anyways. But overall, why are you like this? Why are you suing someone like this? Also, people like Nintendo, who are super anti Nintendo, I'm talking about Nintendo, but people like that who are super anti emulation, which, by the way, is the only way to play your games without shilling out like $500 to get the actual working copy of the game. While some games like Earthbound are $500, a lot of them aren't. But like, that doesn't mean you should have to buy a new, like, a retro console just because you wanted to play, like, I don't know, just because you wanted to play, like, just because you wanted to play, let's see, Earthbound again, or like Super Smash Bros. Melee and all those GameCube games, which are super overpriced, or you want to relive your childhood and play like I don't know, GameCube, PS2, stuff like that. You should not have to buy the console again. It should just be already stated that you're allowed to just, you can emulate them as long as you have a legal way of obtaining the game. So, for example, you buy the game, you do not necessarily need to buy the console. Like, I have a Super Nintendo game. I don't have a Super Nintendo. Why? Don't ask me. I have Mario Paint, so yeah. But just, I don't know why why they're so strict about that stuff. And while Switch emulation, yes, I kind of get why they're blocking that. That's not even preservation, considering it's new console. But still, if you own the game, you own the game. If you own the system, you own the BIOS files. Well, that's the only. Well, yes, you now need to own the system, but it allows me, who has a Steam Deck, to, for example, play my Switch games on a non-Switch, which I will have the Steam Deck a lot more often than I'll have the Switch, just due to the fact that I have a family Switch, and there's also a lot. The Steam Deck has a lot more games on it, like, well, Pizza Tower, but I will have this Steam Deck more often because, one, it can run more games and sometimes better games. Well, Nintendo games are great, but it can do a lot of good stuff. It can play, like, for example, Half-Life 2, which is one of the best games of all time, which you can't really play on, like, a Switch. Well, I'm pretty sure they released Portal on the Switch, or Portal and Portal 2, but, like, Valve makes it, like, this goes really well into the whole right to repair situation. Valve did it right. You know what they did? They partnered with iFixit and explicitly stated in the teardown video that it's your console. You can do what you want with it. While it's not recommended that you tear it down, you can do what you want with your console. It's your console, which is why, like, you can do a lot with it. It's not just a console, it's a computer. And they allow you to, like, fix your console without taking it to a store. Well, it's more dangerous to not take it to a store, but if you have history in repairing consoles like this, you don't need to take it to a store. You can just do it. Again, Nintendo's also pretty anti-right to repair, but less so than Apple, because, again, you can't really Nintendo is a better company than Apple in quotation marks, because Apple is just, what's the best way we can get more money? While Nintendo would probably get a lot of money by developing like a game in a day and then releasing it for like full price, they would get a lot of money, but they don't. Because it's not just how do we get a good game going, it's how do we get our customers to keep coming back. Apple has like dominated the market, which is completely dumb. Like, yeah, 50% are Androids, but like, how many Androids do you see out in the wild than do you do like Apple phones? Like, I see like triple the amount of Apple phones than I do Android. And most of the Android phones I see are for kids and stuff like Gab phones. Things that you can't really do anything with. They exist as a method to talk to your parents and some other people. That's quite literally it. You can't really do anything else with it. That's about it. Just wanted to get mad about things, I guess, that I know nothing about, but Nintendo's gonna screw themselves over soonish. Like, Nintendo and Apple, while they'll always have a huge fan base, just because, well, what I call Apple babies, which essentially just, they only get Apple devices. So once the Apple VR headset releases, which it will, and it will, a lot of people just buy it. Like, same for like the $50,000 iMac. So people are still buying it. I don't know why. And it's a consumer device. Why people are buying it? Good question. Like, it's on the Apple website. It's just, like, why? I want to... I'm not gonna spend $50,000 on a computer when I could spend half as much and probably get a computer that's 20 times as better. Which is 20 times better. Just because, like, I don't need to spend that much money on a computer, Apple. Also, the trash can iMac is like $10,000 or something like that. I don't know. I don't know why anyone would spend that much money on a computer when they could get a laptop for half the price, probably being just as good, or just getting a MacBook, which is also really good and does exactly what you want it to. And lately, it's been like the MacBooks have been doing so good that like they're performing better than their like desktop counterparts, which is weird to me. Like, no, why is it running better than the desktop counterpart if it's like so much cheaper? This is just, I don't know. It's just really stupid. Also, where's the Switch Pro, Nintendo? Where's the Switch Pro? Seriously. You released the OLED, which is, I'll state, a really mid console, and you only buy it if you don't already have a Switch. Or you need more internal storage. I don't know. But Nintendo and Apple are just jerk companies. And I don't know why they are so anti us having our phones or consoles and, you know, using them the way we want to use them, which I just want to I just want to emulate Game Boy Advance on my phone, or Apple, whatever, and Nintendo. Oh, there you go. That slides in both. I just want to emulate. Why can't I emulate? Okay, why can't I sideload emulators onto your phone, Apple? And why can't I emulate Game Boy Advance games, which, by the way, are like impossible to get now, or not necessarily impossible, but like, there's no official way to buy them. You're not losing or gaining anything by not allowing me to, you know, play the games. Well, granted, a lot of those games, some of those, very little amount of those games are now available in via whatever the Switch Online, which by the way is not good because I can't really play, like, if I wanted to play Sonic Advance, I don't know if that's on there yet, but assume it's not because I haven't checked, but Sonic Advance is a good game. I cannot play it because it's not available anywhere else, legally at least. So it allow me to play the game. Yeah. Thanks for listening to me rant on about bad companies while playing Pizza Tower, but thanks. I probably won't do this much more often. I just wanted to do this because I had no idea what else content. From now on, though, I'm probably not gonna rant while play Pizza Tower. Just I don't really know what to talk about that'll keep me talking throughout the video, because most of the time I'm playing a game and then I just stop talking. Yeah. Anyways, thanks.